Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. Welcome to another edition of Living Simply and Fun. I'm your host, Aries, aka Rita, and this is Aaron.
Another cigar review, budget cigar this time. It's called the Schizo, and that's like a... Sorry about the dog. This is kind of like a Rorschach test on the front, and, well, what do you see in the ink blot, you know? So, the Schizo cigar is made by the same makers of Asylum. It's a Christian Eiroa project.
Brought your notes, but...
Isn't this your notes right there?
Oh! Yes, sorry.
Also by CLE Cigars. We had the 6x60, which is about a 2-hour smoke. And we've had the Toro in the past. I want to try the Torpedo. I could see just stocking my humidor with these. They're actually that good. But anyways, getting into the cigar itself, the original smells off the wrapper as a fairly strong, earthy, musky type smell. I actually really like it, and I thought it was a pleasant smell.
Mine was chocolatey, earthy, and hay, combined.
Oh, you heard your phone, so you got a look, huh?
My phone's in the other room.
Good. For the first third, I kind of picked up flavors of like a floral and spice with leather, kind of slightly nutty. It had a very decent, kind of long, semi-sweet finish. Also, I noticed in the first third that the ash was almost even, where when it fell off, it was like flat across. I mentioned that for a reason. Go ahead. Your first third?
My first all, when I took my initial puff today for my initial light up, I picked up black pepper, honey, and vanilla. But my first third, the ash was just like Aaron said, very good. But I picked up nuttiness of like roasted cashews, almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and pecans, as well as leathery notes.
And I guess I should say like a flat cherry, the hot spot. It was just flat. With the second half, though, the finish seemed to have gotten a little less. The floral and spice disappeared. It really mellowed out.
But you're talking about the halfway point,
yes.
Not the finish.
Yes, I'm talking... No, the finish is the... When you finish your puff, how long do you taste the flavors? And it kind of picked up a lighter tobacco flavor. Now, the one thing I think is the middle half of this kind of was affected also, that the cherry I was just speaking of became conical and very hard. And it just kind of burnt differently. What did you think of your second half?
My second half, I picked up not so much as the first third. The second third, I picked up, it changed flavors, and I got a buttery creaminess to the second third, and it was very, very tasty.
So I just picked up light tobacco flavors, and everything else seemed to vanish. You seem to have gotten a little more out of it. So for the final third, it got kind of a slight tart, some floral flavors returned, along with leather, cocoa, espresso. It was slightly musky, and the finish was very long comparatively. And the cherry, again, returned to that flat thing, which makes me wonder if the two good parts, the beginning and the end, were because of the way it was burning, whereas the middle, it just burned funny. But...
I picked up cocoa as well as espresso coffee bean flavor, but I also picked up... again, nutty taste, butteriness, creaminess, with slightly sweet. And finally, it had, at the end of mine, I had a Swedish type black peppery taste.
You
to
mean
it.
sweet as in sweet flavored?
Sweet flavored with a hint of black pepper at the end.
Not as in like Swedish blueberries or Swedish fish.
No. Just sweetness with a hint of black pepper for the finish.
My overall on this is about a 9.0. For a budget cigar, this is a 10. But overall, about a 9.0, which is actually still very good.
I give him agree budget cigar. It is a 10 across the board for being a 6x60, since I like 4.5 to 60s, 4 inch to 6 inches by 60. Yeah, okay, I like 7x60, 8x60, 9x60, and 10x66.
Okay.
For a budget cigar, it's a 10, and I give this a 9.0.
So your overall is a 9.0 when you mix in everything else you've tried.
Yes.
For budget 10.0.
I could see myself restocking my humidor with these.
There's absolutely nothing unpleasant about these cigars.
I do want to make one statement for you all out there, Cigar Addict, Desert Smoke, you boys. This cigar, in my opinion, is a lot better, and I'm sorry to say this in front of Aaron, but in my opinion is a lot better, and I could see myself buying these instead of buying a box again of Obsidians. I've had nothing but bad luck with Obsidians.
The Obsidians we weren't terribly pleased with after getting into them. It's nice for one or two, but to buy a box, it was just overkill, and it was just too many. But anyways, this is about the Schizos, and as for the Schizos go, this was not an unpleasing cigar. The flavors in it were very nice, and even when the flavors weren't there, it was still a very nice cigar and very relaxing. So, and the fact that it's such a long-burning cigar and kept my interest for a full 2+ hours. I think Rita's had one go like almost 2.5 hours, because I got 20 of these for $30.
It's a good deal. 20 for $30.
And so talk about budget, so good deal and good flavor. So I definitely recommend the Schizo. And if you need to know, it is, as I started out this thing, it's from the makers of Asylum, Christian Eiroa and CLE Cigars. It's a high quality brand. It's just like the droppings off the floor rolled up so they don't go to waste. It works good. I wonder if it's actually a Cuban sandwich. It could be. But anyways.
Well, please add and subscribe if you like. Post comments, feedback, suggestion. Thank you, and may God bless the world.